Welcome to TechbrothersIT. In this video, we are going to take a look into the spark.catalog. We will be using this spark.catalog to explore tables, databases, functions, and cached objects. So now, what is the spark.catalog? The spark.catalog interface let you interact with Spark's internal metadata system. You can use it to manage and inspect databases, tables, views, cache data, and registered functions. In Databricks, this catalog metadata is stored in the Unity catalog or Hive Metastore in older workspaces. You can find the spark.catalog as part of a Spark session. So here, if I go on the left side, you see that is I'm in the Databricks, and if I click on catalog here, it's going to show me this information. So you can see right there we have a Hive Metastore, and then I have a default database right there. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to create a new Spark session here, and then we'll take a look on different metadata objects from here. So here what I'm saying print current database and catalog, and to do that I'm using spark.catalog current catalog. This function is going to return me the current catalog that I'm using. Then I'm using in spark.catalog current database is going to return me the current database I am using. So let's execute the query, and here is the output. You can see that the current catalog is a Spark catalog, and then the database name is the default as I showed you right here. So this is what it is using for now. Now I can change it if I would like to create a new one and then use it. I can use it. I'm going to show you in the next steps. Here what we are doing now, if we would like to list the databases, right now I don't have all the databases. I have only one database called default, and you can see right there list of the databases. This is it's actually showing you demo DB because I created this DB as well in this session, and that's why it is showing you as well that. So there are two databases, but I dropped it, so the session was running, so it is still keeping that. Anyways, now we can create a new database. So let's say in this case, if I will want to go ahead and say demo1, and I'm creating spark.sql create a database if not exist demo db1, and then I'm saying hey use that database. So this command is going to create a new database demo db1, and then also use it. So if I go right here and refresh, what's going to happen, I'm going to see the demo db1 and 2 right there. So I'm seeing right this databases. Now if I would like to see the tables in that, and now right here, if you remember that I want to check like hey what is my current database, I can see now it should be db1. So right here you can see that I have demo db1. That's what I'm using right now in this session, because I have used this command user demo db. Now if I would like to get the list of the tables, I can do that, but honestly I do not have any table in this database. So if I go here in the demo db1, I don't have any table. So see right there, table no table is returned. Now let's go back here and say hey here is my data, and ID 1 apple 2 banana and all that, and here I'm creating a data frame by using spark.create data frame. I use this sample data, then these are the list of the column, and then I say df write mode overwrite save as table demo table. So I am using this data frame to create the table called the demo table. Now if I go back here and refresh the contents, and if I go to this database here, and now you can see that I have table right there, and I can see this definition, how much space it has taken, sample data if I have. So here is a couple of records I can see the detail, so what time it was created, and other information as well, so permissions, history. So I can see pretty much everything for this table. Now you see that we have created a table. Now we can go ahead and create a view, and we say df.create replace temp view, and I'm going to go ahead and execute. This is going to create a view for us. Now once the view is created, I can use spark.catalog is cached, and then fruit view. So that's our view. We can cache it here. So first spark.catalog cache table, and then this is the view we just created. We can cache that, so it put in the memory. Then we can print if it is cached or not by checking spark.catalog is cached. So that's the next step. You can check these objects. So you can see right that is cached is true because we just cache this view right there. Okay, now we want to do uncache and clear all the cache. We can do that as well. Spark catalog uncache table and table name, and then say spark.catalog clear cache. So clear cache is gonna get rid of that view that's in the memory. So now it is cleared. So if I will check back again, if I want to say this statement again, and I'm gonna not get anything, so it's false. So there is nothing cache as of now. So there are a lot of information you will be getting from spark.catalog. So here we did that. Now check table and database exist. So if you want to check some table exist, let's say in this case we're checking for demo table and we are checking for demo DB. So if I run this one, it's gonna return me the information. So you see that the table exists, the database exists as well. True. So you see right there demo DB exists and the demo table exists as well. So if I want to change something and say like hey 2, so now what's going to happen? Now it's going to say like hey demo DB2 does not exist, so it is returning as a false. So let's say if you want to get the list of all the columns of a table, you can also do that. So you will say for loop column in spark.catalog and list column and the demo table. So provide the name of the table, then it's going to get the list of those, and it's going to print then the column name and the data type of that. So you use this now execute, and you will see the output say right here we have ID big integer fruit string, that's the table. If I go to the table back, and you have already, you can see right there the column is ID and ID is the big integer and fruit is a string. So this catalog is giving us a lot of information, such as same information we have actually in SQL Server, where we use system tables and system views and all that. So now if we want to drop the temp view and the database objects, this is optional cleanup you need to do. So in Spark catalog drop view, so I just want to drop that view, I can do that. I can say spark.sql drop table if exists table, then I can also drop the database. So I'm going to go ahead and execute. So this is very helpful in those cases where you need to get the list of the tables, list of the columns, list of the functions and everything. So you can use a lot of different functions available in the spark.catalog, and those functions can be used to get information about your tables, database functions, cache objects, and etc. So I thank you very much for watching this. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.